The movie shows Hopper, who is a professor of ancient things, and his dog Boss looking for his relatives who disappeared after entering a cave to find the Fountain of Youth in the 70s. Later, he sees that there is a cave further away. When he reaches the entrance, he finds a man dressed as a cowboy, with a gun and old clothes, standing as if time didn't pass for him. Hopper is very surprised and returns home. It seems he had arranged this search with Taylor and Jackie, who help him at work. But when Hopper returns, he tells them that things have changed and decides to go back to the cave alone. When Hopper entered the cave, he saw that there was a layer that divided the air inside the cave from the air outside. He decided to break through this layer, and the cowboy he had seen before started to move. It's been 2 days since the professor left, but Taylor and Jackie still haven't heard from him, so they decide to go after him. Since they don't have their own car, they call Kara, whom Taylor likes very much, and ask to borrow her father's car. It seems that Vives, Kara's sister, also needs to do some schoolwork, so Kara decides to bring her along. They also bring Furby, Vives' friend. Yes, another kid going on a risky adventure. The kids arrive and see Hopper's parents' van. They realize that the professor had been looking for his family in the cave all this time, not some hippies from the 70s, as they had been told before. Then, they find an old rope that leads them to a different place inside the cave. There, they see that the rope is cut and understand that it's not Hopper's rope because it's too old. They also see that the cave is very deep. The kids decide to go deeper into the cave and leave Furby watching everything because he's too scared to go with them. When they're going down, Kara finds an invisible layer like the one Hopper had found before and says that it completely changes the air. They decide to pass through this layer. Hey! The movie I'm going to summarize is called Time Trap. It's a very good action, adventure, fiction, and suspense movie. This is the type of movie that if you watch without paying attention, you'll end up not understanding anything. That's why I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to receive the best recaps. Going back to Hopper, right after following a man dressed as a cowboy, he starts to feel something strange. He sees a light flashing in a different way. It seems like someone is playing with the light at the cave entrance, turning it on and off quickly. Soon after, he hears a loud scream and runs out of the cave. As we saw before, Hopper had entered the cave during the day, but in less than 5 minutes inside, everything outside had changed a lot. His car was covered in plants and it had turned night. It's as if a few minutes inside the cave were the same as many years outside. He finds Kara's car and Jackie's backpack and decides to enter the cave again. When the kids start looking around the cave, they suddenly hear screams and decide to leave, with Jackie in the lead. But the rope suddenly breaks and she falls, breaking Taylor's hand and Jackie's ankle. Taylor, who tried to help, pulled the other rope, but discovers that this one is also cut. The group started to think that Furby had cut the rope on purpose to play a prank. They tried to talk to Furby on the radio, but he didn't respond. After a while, they heard some soft noises on the radio, with someone calling for help and saying it was Furby. The funny thing is that this noise was coming from inside the cave. With no other choice, the group decided to go deeper into the cave and left Jackie, who was injured, waiting alone. On the other side of the cave, they found a cut rope and Furby dead with a broken neck. Then they played the footage from Furby's camera to try to understand what had happened to him. Inside the cave, only a few minutes had passed, but Furby had been waiting outside for 2 days. In the video, Furby found Hopper's diary and told that it was written that the cave had magical water that could heal people. Since Hopper's sister was sick, the whole family decided to go to the cave to try to find this water. After all the food had run out, and Furby being in the middle of nowhere, he decided to enter to look for his friends and get Kara's car keys to leave, since he thinks his friends are dead. For him, it seems like a whole day, but for the others in the group, it seems like only a few seconds have passed inside. When Furby enters, his rope is cut and he falls, but survives. He stays unconscious for about an hour, and when he wakes up, he tries to talk to Taylor, but suddenly a caveman appears and kills him. Vives also notices something strange, as the recorded time shows many days, but they've been in the cave for only an hour. Since Taylor and Jackie are injured, only Kara and Vives are left to find a way out and seek help. Vives is younger, so Kara climbs up the path that Furby used to descend and reaches a completely different place. There are no plants, and the air is weird, making it difficult for Kara to breathe. she sees a large dust storm coming closer to her. Then, she notices a large object shaped like a triangle in the sky. Unable to call for help, she returns to the cave, but the others accuse her of not trying to seek help. They accuse her because, in the cave, only a few seconds passed, but she was outside for about 30 minutes. The group realizes that time passes faster outside the cave than inside, which makes things inside the cave happen slowly. Taylor also says that the ropes at the top of the cliff are aging quickly, which causes them to be cut due to friction with the edge of the cliff. Vives watched Furby's video again and noticed that the sun's position keeps changing. She also tells that when there's light, it's like summer, and when it's dark, it's like winter, happening a complete cycle of seasons in about 1 second. This means that a whole year happens in just 1 second. With this, we can do the math and see that approximately 5,400 years have passed on Earth since they've been in that cave. When Kara tried to climb the cliff again, suddenly, a very modern and high-tech ladder appeared in the cave, along with a huge being wearing an astronaut suit. Out of nowhere, a caveman appeared and attacked the huge being but was defeated without getting hurt. The group decides to go to another part of the cave. There, they see the lifeless bodies of the cowboy and Hopper's parents. They also encounter 3 more cavemen. Taylor tries to fight these men but ends up being killed, while the girls run to another part of the cave. When the 3 hide, Kara returns and sees Taylor's lifeless body. While crying for him, a giant from another planet appears. This giant went and got some water and was going to leave, but felt sorry for Kara crying and decided to take Taylor's body to a pool of water. Somehow, the water brings Taylor back to life. The cavemen return and fight against the giant, causing his helmet to fall off and exposing him to air he can't breathe. Still, he manages to capture all the cavemen. Before dying, he showed the group some videos about their disappearance and how it had a big impact, then traveled through time and showed that people are going to another planet in an ark to save everyone. This reminded them of the series The 100. Then the group saw that they couldn't change what happened and needed to choose whether to leave soon or stay there forever. Taylor saw Hopper's backpack and decided to look for him to find answers. Later, Taylor found Hopper badly injured near a thicker wall, which had his long-lost sister and many people frozen from different time periods wanting to get to the Fountain of Youth. Hopper said that the entire cave is a place made to guard the fountain and that each part of it has a different time, making time in the deepest part pass more slowly than in the upper part. Taylor decided to go back to get the water and bring it to Hopper. The group used the water to heal Jackie's injury and bring Furby back, but then some remaining cavemen attacked them. They had nowhere else to go, so they left Furby at the Fountain of Youth and decided to use the giant super modern ladder to leave the cave. When they reached the cave opening, they saw that the entrance was blocked by water. Kara tried to break the barrier, but suddenly was dragged away by strange beings. Despite Taylor trying to pull her back, he couldn't. And to make matters worse, a caveman saw a button on the modern ladder and decided to press it. The ladder closed when everyone was falling. Kara, now with complete equipment, returned to the cave with a super modern rope to save everyone from there, including Furby, Hopper, and Hopper's parents. At the end of the movie, Furby, Hopper, their family, and the sister return to life. Now, they are on a large spaceship that's traveling to the new planet Earth. So that's it. What rating would you give this movie? Don't forget to activate the bell to be notified of new summaries. So see you next time.